Hi everyone, it's Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker and welcome to another world of Millennium Blades. And this episode I'm going to give my 5 tips for beginners. So these are just 5 tips that, just general tips that beginners should know before they're going into the game. So let's go ahead and begin. Tip number 1, work with the cards you already have. Now in the game you're going to receive 18 cards right in the beginning, so that's your starter deck, those 3 cards during setup, and the 6 during the deck building phase. So what you should do is go ahead and start reading those cards, kind of working away, trying to understand them, especially after that pre-tournament. You can get a more of a vibe for it. So when you are more comfortable with it and you think that you can move on, go ahead and start buying cards. Tip number 2 is build your deck as if you were going to play at a tournament. So think about the cards you're going to play during the tournament, how it would work. There's some cards that are more beneficial than others after they're played or before they played, so you can kind of have a line with like the cards you want to build up in that tableau in that style. In the deck building phase you're only given those 20 minutes, but it's still quite a lot of time to kind of like think over your strategy, kind of like playing out your head. I think it's actually just better to actually look at that deck in your hand and trying to go ahead and add the scores up from there. You may find holes in it, and that's going to give you time to, still a lot more time to go ahead and put more cards from your binder or even buy more cards. Tip number 3, metas. Metas are pretty important. They give, if you score on both of them, that is 30 points. That's just as much as a single or a deck box. So leaving that out, meaning that you're kind of a little bit behind score if everyone else is playing with it. But it's still pretty easy to work around the cards with that, since there's so many cards to work with. So don't forget about the metas. Number 2, collections. Collections are absolutely important. To me, the deck building phase for collections and the tournament phase are pretty much equal, so if you don't care about the other, you are going to lose a lot of valuable victory points. And if you do the math, the deviation is about up to 21 victory points if you don't care about one of those things. So really get those collections made, or else you'll be left behind. And tip number 1, relax. Millennium Blades is a huge game, and it's very understandable that it can be very intimidating. There are a lot of rules, there's a lot of cards, there's a lot of action you can take, and that's a lot to take in. Just relax, you're not going to absorb it all, and it's completely fine. Don't worry about the timer, don't worry about the tournaments, just take as much time as you need, and soon you'll get a hang of things, and things will be much better. And so that was my 5 tips for beginners. And if you want to share your tips for beginners, go ahead and put in the comments below. I would love to hear them. So, until next time, see you later, Bladers.